Today is my one day a year where I break my rule about using classic or vintage motorbikes on wet and salty roads. Today is a sort of a weird vehicle meet at Wickham Square. It's Boxing Day. You get all sorts of vehicles. There'll be tanks, steam engines, classic motorbikes, classic cars, or in fact just anything interesting. I'm a big believer in using a vehicle regularly to keep it in good condition. I think that if you don't use a vehicle regularly, and by regularly I mean every 2 or 3 weeks for like a classic or a vintage vehicle over winter, then you are basically storing up all sorts of problems. I have a friend who has a fleet of vintage, old and interesting vehicles, and he never uses them because he's too worried about rain and salt, and consequently when he does want to use them, none of them work properly because they're full of stale fuel and dodgy electrics just from lack of use. The other thing with vintage vehicles is they at least need rolling backwards and forwards so the tyres don't flat spot if you stand them for a long time. Right, let's wait for these guys to sort themselves out. There we go. So yeah, he won't use his vehicles, and consequently the one day a year when he does want to take it somewhere special, it won't run properly and you wouldn't rely on it to get you anywhere because of fuel and electrical problems. So today we are going to a place where there's going to be thousands of people there, all sorts of interesting vehicles, and everyone with the same opinion that if you've got an old vehicle you should at least use it. Where was I? Oh yeah, yeah, we're going somewhere where there's a lot of people who have the same opinion about using old and interesting vehicles. The other thing I always think with vintage, classic or just interesting vehicles is if you're fortunate enough to own one, then you should use it because you might put a smile on someone's face. How about a kid seeing something really cool, or an old guy having fond memories brought back from seeing a bike that he used to own 50 years ago or longer? I don't think you can beat that. You know, these vehicles are special and they should be used and seen. Let's carry on. I'm going to use the main roads to get to Wickham, just simply because the back roads are absolutely filthy. This is just easier. I don't like arriving with a dirty vehicle, not that that's going to be unavoidable today. It's going to get covered in water after I spent a long time cleaning it the other day. The roads are, well, it's hard to tell whether it's really rained overnight. The roads are wet and got puddles in, but we've had that weird sort of just grey weather where it's really damp at night, so it could just be that. And the roads were salted about 3 days ago, so not ideal conditions, but quite happy to do that one day a year. I really don't have a problem using my motorbike in the rain. I'd rather not start in the rain or start on wet roads, but if I'm out and it's raining like halfway through a day, then that's no big deal. And also this bike stood outside on top of an alpine mountain for pretty much 2 weeks in thunder, lightning, hailstones and torrential rain for like 48 hours, and it was fine. Just needed a good clean when I got back from that trip, so there's no point in being overly bothered by stuff like that. I'd rather use the vehicle than have the regret of never using it. To me, a vehicle is absolutely pointless if it's not being used. Lovely quiet roads. Probably because it's Boxing Day and everyone's out for Boxing Day sales, fighting each other over rubbish they don't really need in their lives. Typical winter day. It's about 7:45 and the sun doesn't rise till 8 o'clock, so it's just starting to get light. I did pass one steam engine this morning going at walking pace about 5 miles from Wickham Square. So he's going to, yeah, it's going to take him a while to get there. Sorry, this isn't a very interesting ride to where we're going. Oh, tunnel. Not really a tunnel, a bridge. So, talking of electrical problems, if you're wondering why my tachometer leaps around all over the place and you've seen the shift light come on, it's because the pickup for it is on the coil and it seems to be really affected by damp. So as soon as any moisture in the air, it seems to give a really bad reading. It's a job to sort out probably some point in January and February when the weather's really terrible. The bike will come off the road and a few niggles and upgrades will be made ready for the spring proper. If it was bone dry, the needle on the speedo tachometer wouldn't be doing that because there would be no moisture in the air. As you put load on it, it seems to freak out a bit. Minor issues. I think the problem is that it gets sprayed with water because the front mudguard isn't very long. Beginning to wish I should have stuffed an old oily rag in my pocket so I could give the bike a wipe over when I get where I'm going. That would have been a clever thing to do, wouldn't it? Sorry for that. Yeah, we can overtake here. Don't want to go fast, but faster than that would have been nice. Spy a classic car in front of the car in front. Could not be lazy and adjust my headlight up and down, then I wouldn't have to run it on high beam. That would be another little job to sort. It's one of those things that you never get, it's such a small job you'll never get around to, but you quite happily tackle a big job and forget about the small jobs. So I've got a list of things I want to sort in the new year, and I'll deal with it then. It'll probably only take about 30 seconds. Right, follow that MG in front. quite a few here already. Like I said, a tank, or a scout car rather. What I'm looking for is my dad. See where he is. I'll park next to him. Oop, don't want to start it again. Parked next to an old Kawasaki Ninja. Right, lights off, ignition off, done. Typical of what you expect to see here. What's in here? An NSU. It's walking after a mini metro, but it keeps reversing away. These are the most unusual headlights I've ever seen on a VW T4. It's a shiny one.
Yeah.
One day it's mine. Customer clientele.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I like the seats in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah. Oh right, yeah, they had a nice big V8 engine in it as well. Yeah. I used to go to Albany, and the hotel.
Were they?
Because the council said we like our roads to be rolled, so you can drive your rollers around.
Roll your arse on. Yeah.
Benefit of kind, they call it, don't they?
Yeah. light down there to catch the fire coming out of this.
They come along. Do you want us out of the way?
No, no, it's fine. It's not meant to be in there. California Highway Patrol. Yeah. It's a gorgeous colour, that one, isn't it?
Brother's got 2 of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a bit hopeless, isn't he? It's a fake one, but it is nice. Proper Ford Capri.
Weird then.
Yeah, I know. It creeps.
Cruise around on your tractor with your coffee.
All original.
Right, okay, yeah, because I have the back
We
seat
call the
on it,
police.
and I have this with the police on it and the lights, but my lights were not the flickery light.
too much to film. Even the side roads are packed with interesting cars. Same as everyone else. That's worth knowing.
Well, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
The one that had 4 wheels. I mean, there wasn't.
I'm going to take the front off of it.
Okay.
I don't think I had a picture of that earlier on. It's nice that they bring it.
Yeah.
Work of art to get it.
Into the pub.